here on the platform, my friends all, Father Bartlett, Reverend Sebastian Campbell, who heads the National Heroes Committee, to Reverend Hutchinson, Reverend Rabbing, moderator Nurse Lockhart. I wanted to say something special about Reverend Sammy Saunders, who is an old neighbor and friend from the Centerville area. Because every year he hosts a party, which is his birthday party, but he hosts it for children who are underprivileged. And they have this huge event every year. And they love it, they love him. I think he loves the party more than the children love the party. And I always try to, in his family, always join him to try and get it properly organized because the children look forward to it. And he looks forward to giving back. And I always try to get there. And this year, I happened to be away at the time. I sent my apologies, but I was happy to be able to see him here this morning and this afternoon and to give us that wonderful rendition. So congratulations and happy birthday, belated. And then I would like to offer my congratulations to all the honorees. I know each and every one of you, some longer than others, but it's not the length of time, it's the quality of your service. And each of you have given quality service to this community. In fact, I was thinking, Father Campbell, that one of the special things about what we're doing here today is, you notice that Foxhill is the only community that is marking National Heroes Day. The only community. And recognizing the people who helped to build up this community. The Scouts, the music, in the construction field, in the church, the festival committee, in their own businesses and enterprises, the Mothers Club, the Church of God. Each of them have given in their individual ways toward building up this community. And I hope that we really take cognizance and recognition of the sacrifices which these people have made to build up Foxhill. Because when we speak about Foxhill, we speak about, in large measure, the contributions which these individuals have made to building up what Foxhill is today. And I think we ought to congratulate them all. Hope that next year this will be a public holiday named National Heroes Day. The law is already on the books, and all that's left to do is to bring the law into force. There is a committee which is presently working on the design of insignia which will be given for those who will receive national honors. You know, at present, the national honors that we use are the British honors, which come out twice a year in January and on the Queen's birthday in June. But next year, if the law comes into force, the British honors will be replaced by Bahamian honors. And I look forward very much to that day, having worked so hard to try and make sure that that day comes to pass. And I hope that all of you will embrace the new system of national honors. But today, such as we have, we say congratulations to you for a job well done, and for your sacrifice, your service, and your contributions to the development of this village and the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I was in Bimini last weekend. And part of my responsibilities there was to participate in the unveiling of a monument to the late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who used to come to Bimini and who wrote his acceptance speech for the Nobel Peace Prize in 1964 in the mangroves of Bimini. And there is now a bust, which is in the public square in Bimini, which is memorializing that fact. His son, Martin Luther King III, came to speak and reminded us of a saying by a man named Horace Mann, who was the founder of the college where I did my first degree in the United States, Antioch College, and which is the alma mater of his mother, Coretta Scott King. There is a statue of Horace Mann, and the inscription under the statue, Martin Luther King III reminded us, says, "Be ashamed to die unless you have won some victory for humanity." Be ashamed to die unless you have won some small victory for humanity. And he went on to tell us that victories come in all sorts of ways. They don't have to be big victories, they don't have to be large victories, they don't have to be all over the front pages of the newspapers. But every day, do something which is a victory for humanity. And that is what these individuals who are being honored today have done. They did something which was a victory for humanity. And they are heroes throughout our country. We think of them today, large and small, near and far. I just happened, as this ceremony began, to get a telephone call. And when I stepped out, it was Sidney Poitier on the phone. And I told him where I was, what I was doing. He asked me to say to you, congratulations, and to extend his best wishes to you all. He doesn't know you obviously by name, but it's the sentiment that counts. And this is a man who is now nearing the end of his life. He is 85 years old, so there are less years to go than the years that have gone behind. And he has achieved remarkable success in the world, being the, well, we can say it this way, the only Bahamian to have won an Academy Award, the only Bahamian, and the first black man to have won an Academy Award. He has received from the United States of America its highest civilian honor, and was responsible to help in the struggle in this country for majority rule. I was saying to some friends, or reminded some friends, that in 1950, there was a movie, his very first movie, which he did, called No Way Out. It was a movie about whites and blacks, and how they can get together and supersede the divisions of race. The authorities of the day in the Bahamas banned the showing of the film because of its racial theme. And a committee of Bahamians, headed by the late Maxwell Thompson, and men like Leon McKinney, who went on to found the People's Penny Saving Bank, and Dr. Cleveland Enos, Dr. C.R. Walker, they all formed something called the Citizens Committee. And this Citizens Committee mobilized public opinion to overturn the ban of the showing of that film in the Bahamas. Now, when we are asked today, what did Sidney Poitier do? Tell them that he helped to remove racial discrimination in our Bahamas. That is what he did. And H.M. Taylor, who went on in 1953 to found the first political party of our country, founded the party, he said, because at the time in the Bahamas there was a lack of public opinion. In other words, anything went. The last time there was some social mobilization in this country was the Burma Road riots of 1942. But nothing had been organized to bring about peaceful change. The Citizens Committee was the first attempt by men of color in this country to organize themselves to bring about change. And in 1953, 1950, when that was reversed, 1953 with the foundation of a new political party. All of that was part of the inexorable march which began on the 1st of August 1834 when the slaves were freed, and ended first on the 10th of January 1967 with majority rule, and ultimately on the 10th of July 1973 with independence. Tell them, those who say, what did he do? He served in this country for 10 years as an ambassador for this country, and I was just adding it up, 10 years. 5 of those years he had 2 jobs, ambassador to UNESCO and ambassador to Japan. Now, each of those jobs carries a salary of $60,000 a year. When you add it up, $60,000 a year over 10 years, that's $600,000. The second job, ambassador to UNESCO, also carries $60,000 a year. For 5 years, that's $300,000. This man took no salary to do those jobs. That's almost $1 million of foregone income. So when somebody says, what to do for the Bahamas, you become what he did for the Bahamas. His film, Bucket the Preacher Man, it was the first movie that he did following the rise of his acting career. Where did that film premiere? The film Bucket the Preacher Man had its first show at the Shirley Street Theater, which is now going to be the Theater of the National Performing Arts Center. Sidney was its director. Sidney was the actor. And it was a film about black cowboys. This was in an age when nobody knew that black cowboys existed, and all we saw were white cowboys killing the Indians, but they were black cowboys. This was a sea change for the country, for the United States of America. The first showing of that film took place in the Bahamas, and the proceeds went exclusively to the development of education in the Bahamas. So, when they ask, what did he do? We now know some of what he did. And so I bring those greetings to you. I use this occasion to say we are all part of a whole block. Each of us make contributions to the whole. In the Anglican tradition we say, building up the common life of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We do the things that are made for peace and build up the common life. And so all of you, Mr. and Mrs. Tynes, Mr. Davis, Ms. Butler, Mr. Kerr, Ms. Knowles, Ms. Sommers, congratulations for being part of that whole cloth